What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. You've probably heard the news by now and you probably watched it by now too. But yeah, there was a Nintendo Direct today. It was an indie world and a partner showcase in one stream. Nintendo hasn't done anything like this before, so honestly I was kinda interested to see what they would show off. And well, you see the title. This Direct was amazing, man. It was full of stuff that I actually cared about. You'd be surprised at how rare that is. So since I wasn't able to be home and record my reaction, I'm making this video to go in order and talk about all the stuff I was hyped about in the Direct. Oh, and I won't actually be going over anything from the indie world. I'll be honest, it was kinda not good. Anyways, let's get to it. So, the first cool game that was shown off in the Direct was this game called Star Overdrive. I've never heard of or seen this game before until today, but man, what they did show off had me locked in from the start. Surfing around on a desert planet is a cool idea on its own, but when you pair it with cool music, a good art style, exploration, and fun looking combat, you definitely got my interest. The surfing in the game seemed insanely cool, doing tricks off of sand dunes, gliding through challenge areas, and getting to customize your board sounds like a damn good time to me. On top of that, you don't just have surfing to do. The combat actually seemed pretty interesting. Granted, it's hard to say what it would feel like just from watching, but it looked like you can do more than just hit enemies with your surfboard. Another thing I gotta say is, for looking like a pretty big and open game, it looked like it was running pretty well on the Switch. Granted, the game is stylized pretty well, might I add, so it's not like the game would, I don't know, make your Switch explode or something. But still, it's nice to see. Overall, I'm pretty hyped to try this. Shame I gotta wait until next year though. But hey, maybe a demo will drop sometime in the future. Alright, here's the big one. It doesn't even seem real, but I'm happy to say that the Trails in the Sky remake is actually real. I never thought I'd see the day, man. Let alone in a Nintendo Direct of all places. It is kinda insane that the game was shown off in a highlight reel though. In the Japanese Direct, it had its own segment with a full trailer. Granted, it was like less than a minute, but that's still more than the few seconds we got over here. Anyways, yeah, I wasn't expecting to see this here at all. I was just casually watching the Direct at school, not really paying too much attention, and all of a sudden I just see what looks like the Bright family house, only to see Joshua and Estelle mere moments later. Again, I was at school, so I couldn't really react as much as I wanted to. Well, I couldn't react at all, to be honest. But I tell you, I sat up at my desk so damn fast. I was literally shaking with my phone in my hand as I watched the rest of the Direct. I really had to do my best not to look like some kind of insane person in the back of the class. But trust me, I was going crazy. Internally, that is. For real though, this game looks amazing. I didn't know what to expect from a remake of Trails in the Sky, but my god, the art style they went with is just beautiful. The game looks so good, it's honestly kinda hard to believe it's on the Switch. Like seriously, it damn near looks better than Kai no Kaseki. Do you understand how insane that is? Unfortunately, we didn't get to see too much of the remake, but from looking at the English screenshots, it seems like they'll be using the XC translation of the OG game as a base for the remake. Taking that into account, along with the fact that the game showed up in the English Direct, it's not too far-fetched to think that the game might end up being released in English and Japanese on the same day. We're literally witnessing a moment in history right now, man. Also, just saying, the fact that the first simultaneous worldwide release for Falcom might end up being a remake of Trails in the Sky is so fitting. But yeah, definitely the most hype for this game. We will be there no matter what. Next up, we somehow got yet another Capcom fighting game collection announced. This doesn't even feel real, man. Especially since the Marvel vs. Capcom collection hasn't even been released yet. I'll be totally honest though, I didn't even notice this got announced until after the Direct ended, because I was still kinda going crazy over the Sky remake. But honestly, Capcom has been going crazy with bringing all these old fighting games back. You really gotta wonder what else they could just throw into a collection, or if this could be a sign for a future game. Anyways, we will be buying this collection to play Project Justice. Trust and best believe. Alright, another big one. This time for me personally, the Castlevania Dominus Collection. At long last, Konami finally freed these games from the DS. Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia are finally on the Switch. I never thought I'd see the day, man. This one really had me excited too. In the past, every time we had a Nintendo Direct coming up, I'd always tweet out something like, "Oh man, can't wait for the Castlevania DS collection to get announced," only for it to not happen. Kinda funny that the one time I don't tweet anything is when it actually happens. It's nice to see that Konami is listening, but at this rate, they're kinda running out of games to throw into a collection. It'd be nice if they could, make a new game one of these days. Next, something that a lot of people I know will be happy about. Tales of Grace's F Remastered. Rejoice, Tales fans, your series is no longer dead. For real though, this was a really nice surprise. I haven't played the original game myself. The only Tales games I played are Abyss, Berseria, and Arise. But even so, seeing this after that whole thing with a bunch of games getting delisted gives me hope that they're cooking up even more stuff we just don't know about yet. Tales of the Abyss remaster soon? Maybe? Hopefully? Alright, last but definitely not least, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. If I'm being honest, I've really only played one Rune Factory game, that being Rune Factory 4 Special, but I had a ton of fun with that game, so I've been looking forward to seeing more on this ever since it was first announced. I gotta say, it does look pretty different from the one I played, but at the same time, it looks pretty interesting. The fact that you're some kind of spirit dancer who can use abilities to revitalize the destroyed world is a pretty cool concept. Not to mention, the design of the main characters are so peak. I like them both a lot. I was wondering at first if you'd be able to switch between them at will, but it seems like the one you don't pick will play some part in the story. So maybe things will be different in a second playthrough if you go with a different protagonist. Also, you know I had to mention this, the combat in this game looks really cool. I just wish they showed more of it, cause what little we did get to see looked really fun. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. I know I didn't cover everything, but one, I did say I was just gonna cover what I was excited about, and two, I don't exactly have the time to make long videos during a random Tuesday. Not with school and all that, Anyways, that's all for me. If you enjoyed, leave a like and maybe subscribe too. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.